Hi guys, so right now I am about to start the last couple, the last couple of colours in this section, and then, I don't know why I just did that, and then we are done with Winter Familiars, which will be quite nice because I need a break. I need a change of painting. Like, you know, when you do one for, and normally I finish these quite relatively quick, I'd say. I'm wanting to get the next one, just, I feel like I need a warmer feeling. I've been trying to, usually, I go by the perforated squares, but the past few days I've been lining it up here, so it's not quite center because, I mean, you can't have center, but I try and do a really big section per day. It ends up being 3.5 perforated squares this way and 2.5 this way. But I've done it into 3 sections today just because I had errands to run, and a couple of things that I destashed yesterday, including the Christmas nutcrackers. That went, I need to get you. So that finally got shipped out. I need to get the tracking and have that updated. These are the first time I've used a DAC where these gems are in, which I kind of love. And my husband will come over and be like, oh, I really like the sparkles and these little snowflakes with the crystals, and I'm like, yeah, they're kind of cute, they're right. And they're actually really nice to place, very good. They lighten this one up. I feel like if the sparkles weren't there, she'd be a very dark, a dark painting to complete, which that one didn't go in right. Which I feel that, concentrate, the little behind is too flat, so the bit behind didn't reflect. So I'm kind of excited to get this one done. I wasn't sure I was gonna get her because she looks quite cold and her face is she looks quite mopey, which I'm kind of down. And I've just been doing Halloween ones, which seemed a little bit cheerier to do, but I am liking this one. But again, it's always dependent on what. Now the angle of this to the angle I have my camera, because I'm left-handed, is kind of difficult. Where did you come from? I hate it when I get a random floating drill because I'm like, oh, I can't see right now where it's from, but be able to have a look. Feels quite smooth for now. But yeah, I was encouraged by one of my friends who I met through diamond painting, Irish Diamond Art. She's been quite excited for me to start a channel, simply because I'm kind of, my dog's just on the deep side, like I'm boring him, that I kind of come out with funny, really random comments, and it just, I'm a Brit, there's in America, and I'm learning a lot of things, not just diamond painting related. I feel like I've picked that up relatively quickly. I'm on just over a year now, about a year and a half, and she was like, oh, it'd be really funny, and I listen to it in the background, and which I don't. I tend to have TV programs. I'm not a person that will have a TV program going on in the background for I don't even know how long, and I'll have watched it like 8 times before, and I'll still laugh at the same things. I'll say currently it's Grey's Anatomy, which I must be on at least 20 times watching. And Derek just died, so I'm kind of like, and I still get upset over it because it's a very sad situation. But yeah, I've turned that off so I can hopefully be understood because of my accent. But I figured I would try this out and see if I can be a little bit different. Irish is always wanting to look at my stash of basically everything. I kind of collect, that's the Used Done, by the way, they are so pretty. That the ow, just had a random itch. God, where was I even freaking out? I knew I'd start ranting or like speaking and then forget. But yeah, there's just essentially I want to show how I function and how I do it, and the stuff that helps me, like makes me feel better, which is where I was at now. I remember the conversation. But it may help that I am on the spectrum, shall we say, which is not, it's becoming less unusual, but I feel like it's just more people finally being diagnosed. These are ABs that we have, kind of a mint seafoam green, which I love, but that's been another thing that I've been trying to learn and work around, is that I have my things, so I am more on the autistic side, but oh, there's C's in there too. But yeah, this helps me a lot because of the need to focus. The hyper focus is definitely real, so I do this from about 8 to like 8:30 in the morning after I've made my husband and my dog breakfast and everything like that. I then sit down with my cup of tea, and because being British you have to have a cup of tea by your side, that I then sit and I'm like, right, what do we do today? Where do we start? And I mean, I'll already know, and I'll have it in my head that it has to be this section, or I can't leave until this section is done, and just things like that my husband's starting to kind of understand now that I live here. Because originally we met online. We're both like, I game a lot and we both play the same mobile game, and we met online that way. And he with him being American, I had to kind of tailor how I would visit, and the borders are pretty strict, and I would come over we try every 3 months for 3 months, which is like the max I could do on my certain visa, but you learn more when you actually live with them. And now that we're married, finally, geez, it took a while. I know I need this for here. See, this perforation is I'm gonna start from there though. Now that we're married, we don't have to worry about that. I still worry, don't get me wrong. Because it's going to be quite a while apparently until my green card is arrived or approved or that kind of thing. I did get my work visa sorted, which I guess my husband is very happy about, because I can work for the company finally, for the family business. Me, that not so excited, because that means, ooh, I do normally like that noise and the perforation, if I can get it. Ooh, that is nice. And but yeah, that's where I get the 2.5. But again, normally ridiculously big sections. So yeah, so we're still waiting on the visa part, the green card, the hey, you can stay and not get kicked out and banned from coming back even though you're married vibe, which I still worry about. So yeah, so I'm in America now. How does that? So again, we're going with 3 10s, which I don't know how I feel about 310s anymore. They're different with every single company, but I find them almost harder to place than AB drills, which I am definitely not fond of. If you hear car noises, I am sat directly in front of a big window, which I love because I can bird watch. I can watch the leaves and the wind and the rain. At the minute, we've just had our first major rainfall in how long? Oh, like a month and a half, I think. We're in, just need to stretch, I slept on my arm funny. We're in very southern Connecticut, but like half a mile over a bridge, I'd be in Rhode Island. So it's a very beautiful place, but I need this one. Don't even try me. And so yeah, it's just more of it's a change, and I'm learning that along with the autism and the unmasking and the move, it has been overwhelming, and that I'm still trying to kind of get used to everything. And I have no idea if you can hear the pops over my obnoxious mouth noises. I could have just said talking, but I had to be weird. But yeah, you'll get used to that if you watch, I guess, maybe. But yeah, but yeah, the idea is to get this done today, and then I have a big, I think it's called To Grandma's House, coming from Dreamers Designs, which I'm trying to do for Jingle drills. I got this wild idea the other day before I ordered to do it, and be like, yeah, you can do it in a month, which I probably can. I've not been known to do crazier things, but it is like 180 centimeters by 60, which I swear I saw it there, but is not exactly a baby. And I do have a lot squared away under certain sections of like spring, winter, minis, things like that. So I currently get to film at the minute when my husband's out of the house, otherwise he's here answering calls for the business, which my raging social anxiety means that I am terrified of answering the phone. And because for me as well, being a Brit, I'm not, and business wise, I'm not kind of used to knowing like tax amounts or dollars and how they fully work in terms of payment and things like that still. So I'm learning, don't get me wrong, but I'm also trying to be like, hey, don't be like too hard on yourself. It's not an easy, can you not lean on it? How long have you been doing this? I'll start over here. To not do it. But he's been really patient with me, and I'll give him that. I do the bills, company bills, deposits, things like that. So I do help as much as I can, because he has more ADHD tendencies than me, and it's kind of known that, oh, there's a squirrel. So Sunny is, really? I've just been talking about, I don't know how long, and I don't know if I actually went through. So there's a squirrel down there, and I leave squirrel food out because I'm like, they're still animals, I don't care if they're vermin. And he comes over, and I don't know if it's the same one, so there technically could be like 7 of them that I keep calling Sunny. But anyway, he popped up. And yeah. So I realised that as I said that my husband has more of the ADHD tendencies, I then went, ooh, squirrel. So maybe maybe now that that's on camera I can stop trying to say that, because I quite clearly have them too. So I'm a little bit further ahead because my phone is dying, and I've done this little section down here which you can't actually see, but it's right near my border, because I am staying faceless as much as possible, because yeah, Lord. But yeah, this will be a nice one to have completed and done, and I don't know, I'm just ready to move on. And hopefully now people can, with having a channel or things like that, that you can kind of be understood more, I feel like, when you just do posts or little clips, that people don't see that you're actually like really interested in the hobby and the, like, I put a lot of time into it, and people like, and oh, it can be so disheartening when people just scroll on by, or they're like, just it's just hard. And so I'm hoping that some other people can find the channel or hear me rant and like relate to being in a new country, or being newly married and learning new things. Or I'm also building a house right now, new job, and there's a lot of things that hopefully people can relate to and kind of offload about if needed, because I sure can. It won't always be like a chat while I work, because I am going a lot slower than I normally would, but I would be doing product stashes, unboxings, because I order way too much, which should excite you Irish a little bit. Bless her heart, it's kind of funny. So everyone can kind of see how everything kind of works for me, and see how the other half of Diamond Pin is, and just how there's loads of squirrels. I don't know how many sunnies, but anyway, I find them so cute. So yeah, so feel free to stick around, keep me in the background, wonder what the heck I'm on about, and then I can answer questions about where I get things or anything like that. And yeah, it'll be a fun time while I carry on with these and hopefully finish this. So thanks for listening, and I never know how to finish these things because it's not a practice, but I will see you in the next one.